and I introduce you the city. This is the shape of the city. You can recognize this incredible monument we have.
Welcome to another episode of Contrabass Conversations, your show covering life on the low end of the spectrum. I'm your host, Jason Heath, and as you heard from that opening clip, we are talking today about Bass Europe. That's the 2018 European Bass Congress, which is going to be happening in Lucca, Italy. That's in Tuscany. Does that sound like a nice place to go? That sounds like a very nice place to go. And Gabriele Raggiante and Alberto Boccini presented a session covering what's in store for Bass Europe in 2018. This is a live recording of their presentation, and we're following along with a slideshow presentation, which is also available online. So there's a link in the show notes. I encourage you to check it out so you can see the photos that we're talking through, the audience exclaiming with delight. And I was sitting right next to Gary Carr and Barry Green. It was so fun to take in this event, and it is on my calendar for sure, and I hope it's going to be on yours too. So we're going to hear about the new board structure for Bass Europe, the history of the city of Lucca, and the musical history. It's been a big part of that city's history. Fascinating how many composers have come through there. The composition competition, which is an interesting new development, a new evening festival to complement the daytime congress that's going to be happening throughout the city, and connections between Bass Europe and the city of Lucca. There's a link in the show notes for the website, and again, highly encourage you to follow along with the slideshow. And before we get into this presentation, thank you to D'Addario Strings for sponsoring Contrabass Conversations. And did you know that Gabriele Raggiante is a D'Addario artist? And D'Addario will also be sponsoring Bass Europe in 2018. I've been using their Kaplan strings. They are fantastic for the type of playing I do, which is both classical and some jazz. They're great under the bow. They're great pizzicato strings. They're designed in New York, designed, engineered, and crafted at the D'Addario facilities. And you can enter for a chance to win a set of one of 10 sets of Kaplan strings that D'Addario is giving to Contrabass Conversations listeners. Go to contrabassconversations.com/strings. I'd also like to thank the Bass Violin Shop. And if you're looking for a bass bow, the Bass Violin Shop offers a full line of French and German bows. You can get an entry-level student bow all the way up to a fine pedigree bow like a Frexner or many other name models. And each bow is personally selected prior to sale to ensure that customers can choose from the very best. Check them out at bassviolinshop.com. Okay, here we go with Gabriele Raggiante and Alberto Boccini talking through what's in store for Bass 2018 in Lucca.
So I introduce you the next Congress, the next Bass Europe Congress. It will be in Italy, and we are very happy and proud to have obtained these about among the different candidates that were for the next Congress was chosen Italy. So, nice. Wow. This is the main logo of the next Congress. You will understand better later. Probably Mr. Gary can recognize something here because he was in the city when I was a student. We had a speech some days ago about that. We have a special tower that I will show you later. It is almost like this, but we changed something in the logo, and this is the shape of the walls because the city is surrounded by medieval walls, and it's unique for this. So this is the logo that you probably saw already on the roll-ups upstairs and on the business cards we tried to sell to everybody. So I introduce you the Bass Europe board when they decided to come to Lucca. Jimmy Roger Pedersen is the president, Vice President Stefan Petzold, Stefan Nestler, and Ursula Beate Dietrich. This was the same board that also Jason and Barry met in Prague. They chose to come in Italy, and I decided to spend some words about this because many things are changing inside the association. When they decided to come in Italy, me and Alberto prepared together the project. And so we will be both the artistic directors of BASS 2018. After that, they asked me to become the next president. And we had some conditions that before to decide to become the president and the vice president, we asked them to enlarge the board, because we thought it was important to have a more shareable ideas of what BASS Europe could be. And it was very easily accepted, and this is the new board. So we decided to include, since now, Dan Stifter, that all of you met him. He was here until yesterday night, and Thierry Barbet. So we are 2 Italians, one from Norway, one French, and probably, no, for sure, we will enlarge more the board, choosing other members before the end of the year. And this is a big change inside BASS Europe, and we thought all the bass community needed this sign of a more democratic management of the association. This was really very important for us to also to show to the bass community something of different, because we've heard many things about BASS Europe, and we hope it will work with so big performers and players inside the board. So we also decided to change the idea to do everything as artistic directors, because we cannot be competent for everything, and we decided to give the jazz department artistic director to Jimmy Rogers Pedersen, that is now the president and is a jazz player, and Furio Di Castro, that is the most international jazz Italian player. So this is the artistic direction. And I introduce you the city. You can understand something here about the tower, because we have this special tower with the trees on the top, and in the logo it's changed to the bass cliff. This is the shape of the city. You can recognize this incredible monument we have, the walls. In this picture, it's not so clear how big they are, but they are similar to the Chinese wall, because you can walk on the walls, but you have a very large street up on the wall, and on both sides you have 2 rows of huge trees. You can see here the trees, and inside there is the city. We will use different venues inside the city, but there's no traffic. You cannot drive inside the city, and the maximum could be 10-15 minutes walking to cross the city. This is another famous monument in the city. This is a special square that was built on Roman amphitheater, and the structure remained. And if you go inside these buildings, you can recognize the Roman stairs of the amphitheater. So the city is very old, of course, and inside the city there were 88 towers and 105 churches. Here are some pictures of some churches. this is famous for this golden mosaic. Another view of the city, another view of the walls. And this is another of the 105 churches. This is the cathedral. This is an incredible palace that is inside the walls. It will be available for our concerts, for our events, like many other venues. Everything is blocked for that week for the bass world.
How many buildings will it be in?
For the convention, we will use the conservatory, the Palazzo Ducale, the theater, and some churches, probably.
This for the convention. For the festival during the night, are there more?
Yeah.
For example, that palace could be used probably for the night.
Yes, yes.
And also some open space for the night.
We were very happy that this city was chosen, not only because I was born there, but
mostly.
I work there because I teach also I teach in London at the Royal College of Music, but I teach also in the Conservatory of the city. It's one of the oldest school of music we had in Italy. And here I have prepared a list of the most famous musicians we had in the city. So we had two brothers, Giuseppe and Francesco Guami, that were really important for the history of music. One of them became the first organ player in the St. Mark Church in Venice, and he crossed all the Europe, but you can see how many years ago. It was 500 years ago. And after that, we had Francesco Saverio Gemignani. He was one of the most famous violinists at the time. He moved to London and he played with the orchestra of Handel. You can recognize the name, but it's not the same. Giacomo Puccini. He was the first in the family. He was the grandfather of the famous Giacomo Puccini. And in his orchestra played two famous double bass players at the time that I will show later. And then the son, Domenico Vincenzo Maria Puccini. He was another musician. In the library, in the conservatory, we have a lot of works, of manuscripts by these musicians. Most of them are already untouched. Luigi Boccherini, who changed the history of the cello. He was born, yes, he was born in the city, and his father was a double bass player. And his father, Leopoldo, was his first cello teacher. And at the time they had, the father, had a very good relationship all over Europe, because when he was 14, he took the son to play together in the orchestra, in the Imperial Orchestra, with the Imperial Orchestra in Rome. So it means that they were really very well connected. Filippo Manfredi was another famous violin player. Michele Puccini was another. He was the grandfather of Giacomo Puccini. Niccolo Paganini was not born in the city, but he spent more than 5 years there, because he decided to move to Lucca because the musical activity in the city was huge, and he worked as principal violin in the orchestra of the Napoleonic Sisters in the city. I discovered, I didn't know that, this sign on a wall inside the city. There's a house where he lived for some years, and I discovered it because Donovan Stokes decided to come to Europe, and he decided to visit my students. in Lucca, and he was looking for this. So I discovered by him this. Alfredo Catalani, and this is the most famous part of the opera composers, Alfredo Catalani and Giacomo Puccini. This is a monument to him, and this is the house where he was born. And it is right in front of one of the white churches you saw before. So everything will be very, very closed. There is a museum with a foundation who will be one of our partners. But also other musicians have very good relationship and strong with the city. Franz Liszt was there for an entire summer, and he composed there his first song on a text by a poet from Lucca, and he lived in a house up on a hill in front of my mother's house, so we were very, very close. This is the conservatory. It takes the name of Luigi Boccherini. This is the building, and this church became the auditorium. All the building will be available for the Congress. Probably we will. We thought to do inside the building the competitions, the jazz competition, the semi-final of the solo competition, and some research will be done here, because we will need to use, to do something like this in a very old city where it's like to move inside a museum. Everything is so old, we have to be careful about many things. We cannot touch the walls, and yes, it will be a little bit more complicated than to be in a place like this where everything is ready to do everything.
Made for this.
Yes. And we have to adapt to a beautiful environment, but it will be a little bit different. The Europeans often are used, the Italians more than others, to live in places like this and to work. So this is the conservatory, and these are some pictures of the rooms here we have. This is the auditorium. You can recognize it was a church, and some rooms. Probably we will use the conservatory also for the rehearsal, and yes, the rehearsals room will be here inside.
Practice room.
Practice room, yes, because we will have now enough space in the main building of the Congress. And the conservatory is the main host. Apparently, this has nothing to see with the with Bass Europe, but it's not. It's just an example, because every year since 10 years ago, I organized a Bass Fest in the conservatory, inviting all the best players in Europe. And this year was special because it was already organized, but after they chose Lucca as city for Bass Europe, it became more important, and it was organized together by the conservatory and the musical association. We have something I think special in Italy. For 4 days we have a chamber music festival. Since the morning till the night, you can find concerts everywhere inside the walls, and with, of course, big names. Mario Brunello and other big players are there. They charged me to organize a bass corner this year. So we worked together with the conservatory to have the same performance as teachers in the conservatory. And this year there were Solinowczyński, Alberto, that he was already scheduled in the festival, but he became also the artistic director, Thierry Barbet and Jeff Bratich. During the Chamber Music Festival, we organized a public interview where we played also with Franco Petracchi, who is celebrating his 80s this year. And in a couple of days, we will be together in Pistoia, the city where he is born. It's just 40 kilometers from Lucca, where they organized 2 days of celebration. We will play with him, 2 or 3 players, the first day, and the second day there will be a big holiday in the city with more than 100 bass players to celebrate Franco Petracchi. This was just to show that we had already many things about the bass. This is one of the things that I'm more proud. We had cooperation with this foundation. Is a foundation, an international foundation of composers. You know, every time we have new music, most of the music is composed by basic composers, and we would like to connect more the bass world with the intellectual part of the musicians. So we organized something that was not done before. It is a composition competition. And it was prepared, this call, an international call, it was sent in the last 10 days to more than 4 million addresses. And it's impressive. They are really very organized. And it will work like this. There will be a first committee, an international committee with really big names of composers, only women, because the call is reserved to women composers. For me, it was important. I was curious to see how the women can think about our bass world. Also, if now we have a lot of women, maybe more than men at the moment, but. Anyway, it could be connected to many different ideas to have a work by women. So we will receive the works, and they will be selected first in Rome by an international committee, and after that there will be a final committee that will choose the final work among 15 selected works. While I was here, I received some messages, some important messages, because I cannot see which one because there were more than one, but some very important publisher offered us to publish the winner of the competition. The selected work will be a mandatory piece in the final of this solo competition. And in the call, you can see that the work has to contain some details or themes by Geminiani, Francesco Geminiani. So we thought to relate this work to the city, to his musical tradition, and the final will be in a wonderful church that I will show here. This church is a huge church where both Boccherini and Geminiani are buried. This is the result of a cooperation with the Bank Foundation. Is the main in the city, is the third of Italy. They are very rich, and they are the main sponsor of a public event in the middle of the week, because the solo competition will start later than the others. So probably on the Wednesday night we will have only this concert in this church, where I think almost 800 people can stay inside. Sì, ma siamo anche a 16.
Sì, ok.
No, però non sono... okay. And as you can see, is really wonderful. It was completely restored by this foundation, and in the back we have one of the most important school of economic in Europe. Okay. The musical association will offer as prize a concert in the 2019 Chamber Music Festival to the winner of the solo competition, and there will be also another prize, a concert in Florence. This will be the main building for the Congress. In this building, 2 months ago, was done the meeting with the G7 foreign ministers. So it was completely restored, and it's really amazing. So there will be recitals here. I have no picture with all the square, but where I am, there is the theater. It's just in front of this palace. So also if we will need to use the theater for the exhibition, for recitals, for workshop, we will have two big halls just in front of the door. Because Bass Europe was a little bit, they didn't agree to change the building during the Congress, but we have to move really less than we have to do here between two different buildings. These are the things that we'll do with the Congress: recitals, workshops, research, ECTS credit points, because among for the students from the European University, if they present a research, they will have back credit points recognized by 3 important universities at the moment. Maybe there will be no more. One will be the Royal College of Music, the University of Berlin, and the Istituto Superiore of Lucca, Luigi Boccherini.
Very probably we will have also Geneva.
Yes,
Geneva,
where he teaches. Master classes, the solo competition, orchestral competition, jazz competition, the makers competition, the composition competition. We will have a contemporary music area. We decided also to introduce something new that was not before in the European congresses. One electric bass day. So we are inviting a lot of big bass players that can work for one day with a lot of young people.
The purpose is to let them know about the double bass, because sometimes just start with the bass and finally discover the double bass and get in love with that, but maybe it's too late, or maybe it's too late. So we'll try to have this completely landscape.
Alberto thought to organize a conference about the double bass teaching status. Probably we will invite an expert of teaching, as a friend of ours, who is the president or something like that of the European
String
Society of String Teachers. So we thought many things could be more related to the outside world. I mean, not only among the bass players is very interesting, but we need also to connect to more open worlds. I thought to involve the city I think in that week we will change really the city. Everything will speak about bass. So with the city administration, we decided to organize a didactical project involving the children in the primary schools. We have a very old tradition of paper industry in Lucca. They are very rich, and probably they will help us with some sponsorship. The first thing will be a collaboration with the schools to prepare with the students paper sculptures that will fill the city during the Congress days. And it is another way to involve people outside the bass world, and to be important, I think, for the education.
When you will go to the toilet, we will know about these sponsors.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because all over Europe, the toilet paper is from Lucca.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
What is a paper sculpture? What form does that take? I know it probably dissolves, but
I don't know. I cannot think about everything.
Okay.
I just have some beautiful ideas. They will work on that. But I think we will be surprised.
Yeah.
I have some ideas. Because already they do a festival with the paper sculptures.
Yeah. So they are used to do it.
Yeah.
It's not just from nothing. They normally do this kind of thing.
Every June they have a fair for the paper industries. They have people from all over the world in that field, and we can see a lot of things in the city in that week, in June normally. Then we have a cooperation also with the Musical Lyceum, where there are 18 bass students. We would not involve only the bass students, but also the other students of the Musical Lyceum, because we have a special tool. It's called Alternanza Scuola Lavoro. It means that the students need to share 200 of their hours with some activities related to their studies. So they will be workers and volunteers at the same time, but we will have a lot of help, of qualified help. We will have people from the tourism school, so it will be easier also for the language. And I think we will have a lot of people all around the city to take the people where they need to go. These are some images of the St. Palace, where the Congress will be. This is the main stair. It's called the Royal Stair, of course. And this is one of the courtyards that are inside. We thought to have the catering inside this. I will tell you later. This is one of the corridors, and this is one of the halls, the rooms. This is a famous monument where I thought that it would be great to have the exhibition, the Makers exhibition, just a part probably. Another room that could be used for recitals and other. This is one of the most beautiful rooms we have. Every one of these rooms can contain up to 250 persons. Other two, we played in this one this year with Petrarch. And the last two. This is the city theater. Some historical things also happened here. Gioacchino Rossini chose this theater for the Italian premiere of the Wilhelm Tell. And it's the theater, you do know probably, where the first C of the tenor was performed.
See?
Yes.
I do.
So the theater is one of our partners. This is the main hall. This is another auditorium they have just the next door, and also no. No, they have other spaces that could be used, but I didn't find the images. So this would be the Congress. And this is, as I told you, the logo for the Congress, but this is the same. It looks like a negative. And you can see that the only thing that's changed is this is not Congress, is the festival. And this is the night. Because after 8 o'clock, we thought to fill the city of public concerts. And this is once more our idea to connect our world to the audience. We need this more than other things. It's very important for us to share among the bass players our experiences, our recitals and everything, but we will choose some projects for the festival. And we thought to have a couple of classical concerts, or maybe more at the same time in different places in the city. And the last one will be a big jazz concert. Yes, it could be something like a slogan. Meets the city, but we are thinking of something really international. So it's not with the city, but for us, the important is to live from there, because the cooperations we need are with the local administrations, and everything we have to organize a public event. We need some special authorization from the police, from the administrations. It will
fireman.
be, everything is already, yes, the firemen, everything is already,
Fireman.
yeah, and we have to pay for the firemen. But it is everything already done about this part. So this is what I already told you. And these are some outdoor spaces that could be used for the concert. In the theater square, in June, there's also a jazz festival. So it could be used for concerts. This is a space underground of the walls, but we can go up on the walls. This is a view of the same villa I showed you before. And this is a special little church with a fantastic acoustic. It will be completely available for us during the night and the day, because the FAAI, the Italian Environment Fund, gave us the availability to use the church. And this is the list of our partners, because we cannot do one of the things we thought to do without the partners. So we will have the conservatory, who will be the main host, the city administration, the bank foundation, and this is the provincial administration, the owner of the Palazzo Ducale, the theater, the musical association, the Composers Foundation, and then we will have a cooperation with the Puccini Foundation. They are the owner of the house where Puccini was born. There is a museum inside that will offer us some free tickets to visit the museum, discounts on the bookshop. Yes, and also they offered more for the cooperation for the festival. The Italian Environment Fund. This is a special partner for me, because This is
those who will come, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I know this.
This is for me the best restaurant in the world. And we had an agreement with them. They will be, they will provide us the food inside the Congress with the catering for just 15 euros every meal.
But it's meal that costs hundreds.
Yes, yes. If you go into a restaurant, you can spend 150, 200.
Yeah,
so they were really kind, and also the owners of a second restaurant. That is a little bit is outside the walls, but we can walk. But we are thinking to do the after hours because it's a place where you can also play during the night. They have a wonderful space there. And it is an idea we are working on that with the cooperation of Dario. They offered us the after hours, and I'm looking for a place where it could take place. And then this is a piano renter who gave us a lot of things because outside the conservatory and the theater we have not the pianos, so we will have the cooperation with him to have piano to move all around the city when we will need. The musical lyceum, and this is very important for you, not for me, but for you will be very important. This is the Hotel Association. We organized with them because it will be crazy to organize all the accommodation for everybody, and it's not possible to leave everybody free to find a place. This area is very famous for tourists, so it could be not easy to find a place where to stay. So they blocked for us all the hotels, all the B&B, and also you can rent apartments until May. So the booking would be made before next May. And they will organize the prices for in the same category. You will find the same price in all the hotels of the city, and they will manage the bookings. So if the participants will book a room through our website, he will have the booking done without avoiding to look for a room. They will give you a room straight. And this is a really big, of course, the price will be a discount. Mm-hmm. Not so much because August is a moment where they can sell the rooms for the highest prices because we have a lot of tourists.
Will be different categories.
Yes,
price.
Yeah. But it will be discounted, and not only this, I have to underline that Bass Europe will not charge. Bass Europe will have money only from the memberships, and
that will cost a lot.
Yes, 1,000. No, it's really cheap. It was 20 euros. Maybe we will increase a little, but it will be really cheap to give to everybody the possibility, the opportunity to be there, and also for the students was 10 euros. It's nothing. But it was to underline because they told me that a lot of people think that we can charge the prices of the restaurants, of the hotels. We will not do that. Also, if they told me, they answered me, okay, they will think you do that. Also, if you don't do it by that, I don't care. We will not do that. So I think this is the last one. The two roll-ups that you can see upstairs, the day and the night, as I told you before, the Congress and the Festival, with the shape of the walls that is completed with both. Yes,
so this is it.
Finished.
Any questions?
Well, there you have it. Sounds like a great event, doesn't it? I will be there. That's on my calendar. I hope to see you there. The ISB convention was so much fun in Ithaca, and having that experience in Europe, in Italy, in Tuscany, in this beautiful city of Lucca, I am just so looking forward to that. It's going to be a good summer in 2018, and I really hope to see you there. I'm sure that there's somebody in your life that would benefit from hearing about this event. So share it out. Go on your app, whatever you're listening to right now. Not if you're driving, don't do that. But if you're not driving or when you're done driving, share it off of your phone. You can go to contrabassconversations.com and share this or any episode really. Share it to Facebook, share it to Twitter, email it to a friend, a colleague, a student, and help spread the word about what's going on in the bass community. I would appreciate it. I know Gabriele and Alberto would appreciate it. That would be fantastic. And if you want to follow along with ISB coverage, contrabassconversations.com/ISB will take you to everything we've done and are doing and ever will do. That link will last for a long time. And by the way, we have redesigned the app, or I hope that it's redesigned. The word on the street is that it will be redesigned by this point that you're hearing this. Contrabassconversations.com/app. We have a free app for iOS, for Android, for Kindle. And you can listen to these podcasts. You can download extras, things that don't go out on the podcast. And it's great to have an app. It's just right there on your home screen. Love to have you check that out. Again, share these episodes. That would be fantastic. I appreciate you listening along with this, and I know that Alberto and Gabriele are excited about this event and would love to see you there. And I'd love to see you there as well. So I hope to see you there. And we will see you again soon for more life on the low end of the spectrum.